Good morning. It is Thursday, and I hope you're having a terrific Thursday. This is Mary from Ken Buster Ministries, and it's time for a high five. Yesterday I told you that at sundown last night began the 17th of the month of Tammuz on the Hebrew calendar. Now, Tammuz is actually a name of a Babylonian god, and it's not a very good name. It's actually called, in the Bible, it's called the fourth month. And so in Zechariah 8:19, it's called the fast, the 17th of Tammuz is called the fast of the fourth month. And it's in memory of, or it's in historical, what happened on that day is Moses came off the Mount Sinai after 40 days, and he broke the tablets of the Ten Commandments. And rabbis say that those were actually sapphires, because when the finger of God hits a stone like that, it turns into sapphire. So can you imagine all the sapphire jewelry you could have made out of those sapphire stones? Anyway, he broke them because of the sin of the golden calf, and 3,000 people died that day. And, it started a cycle. It started a cycle of things. Now, I want to give two events on the same nation in one day is one in 365. Three events on the same day is 1 times 365 times 365, which is 1 in 133, 225. Hence, odds that 12 events happening to the same people in the same country over the centuries on the same day is 1 chance in 15.318 billion times a billion times a billion. And Grant Jeffrey said the chance of 8 events is 863 zillion. So let's show how this began a cycle. We understand cycles. We understand cycles of months and days and fall and winter seasons and stuff. But there are cycles of destruction. And this started cycles. Lamentation 1:3 says, Judah has gone into captivity, under affliction, hard servitude. She dwells among the nations. She finds no rest. All her persecutors have overtaken her in the dire straits. Now in Hebrew, dire straits means, it's the Hebrew word is metzar. And you have that TSAR in it. Dire in the Webster 1928 dictionary, that's my favorite dictionary, and you can get that online, free. Means dreadful, dismal, horrible, evil in a great degree. Bollinger's companion Bible on that is, Israel is like a hunted animal driven to where there is no escape. If you ever watched Wagon Train, when they went between two mountains, there was no way escape. If the enemy came in front or in the back or on top, they had no escape. So they're going through a very, very, very narrow place. It's when a baby is being born, they're going through that narrow place, and it is the most critical time of the 9 months for that baby. And Metzer, which means in Hebrew, straits or distress, is used in Psalms 116 verse 3, the pains of hell. The pains of hell. Now, I've been teaching a lot about hell lately because the Lord instructed me to do that. Psalms 118:5, it says, I called upon the Lord in distress. Lamentations 1:1 says, between the straits. So those are some of the things. So some of the things that happened, I'm just going to name 7 things that happened on Tammuz 1, but I have a lot of them. And remember, Grant Jeffrey said a chance in 8 events is 863 zillion. So the first thing was in Exodus chapter 23, the breaking of the tablets of golden calf incident. And then on 576 through 577 BC, the Babylonians broke through the walls of Jerusalem and caused daily sacrifices to cease. In 70 AD, Roman armies attacked Jerusalem and forced priests to stop daily sacrifice. The fourth thing is Roman general Apostamos burned the Torah scroll. That began making it socially acceptable in anti-Semites to burn Jewish writings, Jewish Bibles, Jewish scrolls, Jewish Torahs. Number 5, idol was erected in the temple of the Romans, and it was called the god of Jupiter. July 12, 2006, Lebanon and Israel went to war on the 17th of Tammuz. Hezbollah. Now, I wrote a lot about that yesterday in my blog because the Lord spoke to me yesterday in the shower about Lebanon. And I remember on that day that happened, Dr. Hilton Sutton, a great end times Bible teacher, was teaching on end times. Somebody came into the convention center where we were, and they said, we need to pray for Israel right now. They went to war with Lebanon. And Chuck Pierce had prophesied that year in January. Now, this was in July, and prophesied, watch Lebanon. I will bring conflict into Lebanon because of the boundary that I will deal with this year concerning my promised land of Israel. And so that happened on 14 years ago today in a Hebrew calendar. 2002, 1 week following 17th of Tammuz fast, water started coming out of the western wall. One of the storms, 15 meters up the wall, had suddenly become wet. And the Jewish people see this as a sign of the close of redemption and the coming of Messiah. And so that was in 2002. There's so much going on in the world right now. And tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about some things that Bob Jones had prophesied about this. Amen. God bless you. Bye-bye.